Hello, drawing number 11, two-way Y cone. This is what we're looking at here, which is going to be very similar to the oblique cone that we did in the last drawing. So if you understood the oblique cone, this is very, very similar. All we're doing on the oblique cone is we're putting a miter line on there. Now this miter line could be anywhere. This one just happens to be on center. Anything on center always makes everything just a little bit easier. So this one here is 60 degrees, 120 for the height. So it's a little bit bigger than the last one, 100 down below. So there is the how-to printout, and it gives you some dimensions here, so 240 for the height. So let's double check here. We have a 100 diameter. It measured off the edge of the cone for whatever reason, probably for dimensioning to keep it as clear as possible. So 89, 240 for the height. It does come off the page, so just use a piece of tape or use the craft paper underneath. The baseline is up 50, so it's very tight. It does touch the bottom, and it's right on the center of the page, so pretty close to center. And there's our miter line coming up. Okay. I've got a bit drawn here already. I got part way drawn, and I realized my dividers were too short, so I had to go find some longer dividers. So we're going to draw it the same as the last time. We have our apex here at the top. This is our apex here. So this is a top view, the front view, and we're going to divide our semicircle up into the 6. And when we've done that, we've divided these up, we're just going to take from the apex and bring them up. These will be true lengths here. And the blue line here are the element lines. So you'll see over here on this side, this is an element line brought up. And I just put them in blue so they're different. But where the element line crosses this miter line, there's a center line here, we need a true length for this distance here. So number 4 was automatically given here, the center one. It landed on center, so it just comes over to this true length. The true length came from here, from the apex, and swung over. So again, if you took this and brought this up, this is the line that would be the true length from here to the top, coming down. As we brought these true lengths over, they come up. Where the element line crosses the miter, these need to come over to the true length, because it's the true length that we're going to be using. So really there's just 4 is right on there, 5, 6, and 7. So just went ahead and numbered these. So let's go ahead and make the pattern here. Larger set of dividers, you can tape a pencil on there. I just happened to find a pair that this one here was able to accept the pencil. Right off the 7 there. And the true length for 6. Not the best point on this one either. It's a little slippery. Okay, there's our true length, and we'll just do one more here. Number 5 for a true length. Now number 5, actually I shouldn't have done the one on the bottom. everything's going to be coming off the top here. Do we actually need our bottom line? Not necessarily per se. So I might have been doing a little extra layout that I might not necessarily need. So let's go to number 5 here. Yeah, so we don't actually need the bottom. So there's 5. Go ahead and we'll put this one on. We'll do 6. Because really we need it coming off this location. The sharpest pencil. Work. And number 4, I guess, would be the longer one. I don't think my dividers would have got to 4 there anyway. They're pretty big, so still would have needed this. There's 4. And we'll need 7 up top here. Actually, going to see if I can use my other dividers here. They're a little bit better. There's number 4. Sharper of a line. And I'll have to go down and get, I think I already got 4. Yeah, 4 is already on there. There's 3. I'll just make a little line there just so I don't lose it. And 1 here. And I have to number those over there so we don't get confused. Okay. Yeah, so realistically we did not need the bottom. Nothing is going to go down to the bottom on this one. We need the, well, let's see here. We do need the cut line on 7. So the wrap does come around the bottom. So we do need to step off for this wrap. So number 1 to 2 to 3 all the way down. So we are going to need it on the bottom. So yes, we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and number these here. That's 7. That one was 6. We'll have 2 number 6s. This one was 4. 3, 2, 1, and then this is 5 here. So I need to put 5 over here. 6 and 7 at the top. So I get a bit of a double. So I'm going to need 5 again over here. It's just that we have to figure out our element lines over on the other side. So to get our proper distance before we cut. Go ahead and put 5 on. There we go. Okay, so let's do the math on this. This is 100. 314. Divide that by 2. Let's divide that by 6. We've done this before. 26. These are all millimeters. So the distance from 7 to 6, so just putting the element lines on here. So what we can do, so this one, I'm just, the pattern here, just renumbering again, sorry, just looking at my pattern. What we'll do is we'll start with 1 and we'll go down to 7 at the end. So we won't unfold it this way, we'll come down from the top, just to keep it the same pattern as we have on the how-to. So number 1 here, to go to number 2, we're going to need 26 mil. So we can set our dividers at 26 mil, and we can walk this off. These ones are always a little slower. Get that as accurate as possible. Here we go. So we're going to go from 1 to 2. 2 to 3. So we're going to work our way down. 3, 4, 5. And this gives our stretch out to on the bottom. So we'll be able to double check that when we're done. So let's just double check here. 1 to 2. We're going to go from 2 to 3. 3 to 4. 4 to 5. 5 to 6. And 7. There we go. So we did need the bottom there. So if we measured along this curve from 1 through here, 7, we should have 157. That's what we're looking for. So it's the same wrap as the bottom. And that looks pretty good. It's within a mil there. So we like that. So we're going to bring these all the way to the top, starting at number 1. And this is just to establish our element lines. And then with our element lines, we can cut them at our true lengths. For our miter. When I said cut to our true lengths, I meant true lengths for our miter. Okay. So this is going to come all the way down to number 4. Here's number 4 here. There's 3, 2, and 1 will be right off of here. So we need to go to number 5. So where's the other number 5? So the true length for 5 at the miter is here, which is on the 5. So the 5, you'll actually be up here. So this is number 5, but we'll be up here. So we're going to call this 5 here, and 6 over here. This is 6, 7, 5 is down here. And we're going to start to cut up. So 6 is here. There's the true length of 6. There it is there. And that's coming off this cut. And 7 is right there. So it is all the way up over here. So there's 6 and 7. So there's your cut. So if you didn't put that cut in, your oblique cone would just be along the bottom here. So there's our cut line right there. Okay. We'll just do the top, just because we can. It's there. Shorten this up a bit. And we'll do the same thing up here. We'll start at 1. Okay. From the apex to 1, we'll mark 1 there. And so on and so forth. All the way to 2. 3. 4. 6. And 7. There's the cut at the top. Let's go ahead and we'll snake that in. Again, when you're done these, you can always do another one or copy it, and you can cut it out and put one together, and you can see that it actually works. And one here. It's a fairly straight line. Top here. Again, this is something you'd have to bend up, and then you'd be cutting the shape out. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll identify this. So your pattern. Your center line is here. Put your name on here. Your date. Again, this is just to identify who's done this. Project name, so it's a two-way Y cone. And we're drawing number 11. Okay, and again, we're just going through the list here. We're a half pattern on this one. That's all we needed. Could not have done a quarter pattern on here. That would not have worked. Would not have enough information. from form up to, so this would be on the bottom. You'd be forming this up. Actually, this would be along here. Just trying to think how we would go ahead and bend this one here at this location. I guess you could come along here, bend it through. That would be your true round shape for that one. It would probably be easier to come off of here. So this will continue this down, so then you can check it for round. You could form it to here. We would just have to find the radius at that location would be this way though. So anyway, we'll leave this one here for that. Same with this one up here. After it's bent, it would be then round. It's just when you put your pattern in there, you'd have to put it uh, uh, perpendicular to your cut line as you're bending it. So I don't think I'd recommend cutting that off. I'd continue along through there. So shear, we'll shear here, burn line, burn lines. And again, we can almost bring this down and do a burn line along there as well. That would be the better thing to do. Let's go ahead and continue down below here. Like I said, sometimes we have to form something and then cut it. And that's just because of the spring back of the material. It's just a lot easier to bend that way. Burning here. So that would be our first burn, and then our second burn after it was done. Okay. Quarter marks, center lines here, some quarter marks on here. And there's our pattern for number 11. Looks good.